if you can get clarity on your mission, why do I play, and really hammer that? It's like, well, I'm really out there to have fun. I'm really out there to express myself. I'm out there to experience the joy of competition. I'm out there for whatever it may be. If you can then mentally prepare that way and get clarity, write it out. Here's what I'm out there to do. Here's my perspective on the game. You hear that a lot. Keep things in perspective. Well, what do you mean? Well, write out what you believe. Write out your beliefs and why you play, and then read it every day to try and get yourself in a consistent place. So if you want the key to consistent confidence, be clear on why you play and what you're going out there to do, and then how you do it. This routines in baseball, we talk about a pre-pitch routine or a pre-at-bat routine. What are you going to do right before every pitch? And I can execute that even if my heart is pumping and I'm nervous, I'm scared. I can execute that, sometimes better than others. But can I keep it together? It happens, military, fire, rescue stuff. They're really trained in what to do so clearly that I'm going to execute that independent of my feelings. So if you're clear, it's like, here's what I'm out there to do. That gives you like a more likely to have a set of blinders that will enable you to stay on target. So last thing to touch on is training. How do you train? So you want to get, what have we said so far? It's like, hey, it's really important and it's not important at the same time. Human design, we've understanding the safety first in the tribes, having a belief. What are the beliefs that you need to have? What do you have? And how can you condition those? And then getting into action here, the clarity of your mission, clarity of why you play, what routines you're going out there to do. And let's wrap this up by looking at sources of confidence. So first thing to do is study your past confident times. Study your past confident times when you've really been confident. What were you doing? Go back there and mine it for information. A past success, a past ideal performance is a resource. And you want to go and mine that. Go back and say, okay, well, let me give you a tool for it. My play big ABCs. ABC. Act big, breathe big, commit big. Act big means physically, how were you acting? When you study this past performance, how were you acting? So were you moving fast or slow? Was your head up? What were you doing? How were you gesturing? How were you moving? Acting big is how to do it with confidence. But you could also study then and contrast it with a past poor performance. How were you acting then? Probably much more down. Probably when you play really well, it's more like this. So second is breathe big. Remember we talked about one of the problems that you run into is tension and have a hard time focusing. The breath counteracts that. We've got a perception of threat, safety first. Perception of threat causes a contraction in the muscles and a small, let's get safe. There's not a dinosaur, we didn't have that, but there's a tiger, or there's a bad guy, or some enemy, or I think he's a bad guy, perceives as a bad. It's a contraction. Protect the organs. Contract. Don't breathe. Stop breathing. Why? Because they might see the movement. They'll see you move and then kill you. So our ancestors who froze and stopped breathing were more likely to survive than Uncle Unctor, who went whistling and waving his arms through the woods. Eventually, Uncle Unctor's not coming back, and the guy who froze when they heard a sound is going back, and he's going to go mate with Uncle Unctor's mate and pass on that freeze gene. So that's got us here, but it becomes the biggest challenge, that the survival instinct becomes the biggest challenge to sports psychology. So that's why the breathing big can be so helpful. And then lastly, commit big. What are you committed to? Originally, the C was concentrate. So what are you concentrating on? But I really prefer commit. What are you committed to? I'm going to put the fat part of the bat in the ball. I'm going to put this ball right there on the fairway. I'm going to, blow my guy off the line. I'm going to open up a hole for this running back. What are you committed to? Boom. I mentioned my home run. I'm scared. 2 strikes. There's no strikeout. Okay, I'm going to put the fat part of the bat in the ball. When I interviewed Hank Aaron, all-time leading total base leader in all of baseball by 6 miles above the second place guy, Stan Musial, whom I also talked to, who said the same thing. What were you going up there to do? They said, I knew where the fat part of the bat was. I want to put it on the ball. I want to put the fat part of the bat on the ball. That's what they were committed to, locked in. I don't care how I feel. I want to feel as good as I can. Yes, I'm going to do these things. I'll show you a few more in a moment. But as much as I can to feel as good, but then I'm going to commit to, I'm putting the fat part of the bat in the ball. I'm putting this ball right there. Whatever it is, what are you committed to? So act big, breathe big, commit big. So study the past confidence, time, and how was I acting? How was I breathing? How was I committing? What was I committed to? And use that as a recipe, the way you would with your mom's favorite egg dish. Follow the recipe. You're not going to be exactly the same, but you're going to be really close if you have a good recipe. So create your own success recipe. Some other tools to finish up: visualizing. Life really, performance is a mental picture. What are you picturing? What do you want to have happen? What do you want to have happen? And picture it. Experience it, not just with your vision, but to feel it in your body. Relaxation and meditation. One of the keys to performance is being able to have an absence of tension. I prefer that to relaxation, actually, but learning to relax to get the absence of excess tension. Because of course you want certain tension in certain places, but not in other places inappropriately that interfere. So you can train and develop that. And lastly, gratitude. Gratitude is a key element to getting freed up to play. In fact, here's a gem. Don't overlook this. Be grateful in advance for what's coming. I'm so grateful that this is going to go well. That's a super powerful one. In terms of consistently being confident, hey, be grateful in advance for the good things that are about to happen. So there we go. Talk about the importance of confidence, super important and not important. I think to really be consistent, you want to understand human design and understand that, or this idea that some of your thoughts and feelings are an illusion. Not really true. It's like, I know I feel that, but it's not really true. You look at all these different illusions, like just the simple one, like the 2 lines that they're the same, but one, the arrows point this way, and the others, the arrows on the end point this way, and the one looks a lot longer. And then once you know they're the same, you can go, oh, it's an illusion. I see what's happening. And that's the same with you're filled with doubts and fears. It's an illusion. I'm just going to go and do my ABCs anyway. So, because you're designed for safety, hunting and gathering, you're not designed to play your sport. So your brain doesn't really get what's going on because it's a lizard and lizard doesn't speak English. So get clear on your mission and why you play. Read it and focus on it every day. That's how you be consistent. And then understand what helps and hurts your confidence. Here's a little model for you. Act big, breathe big, commit big. Do that every day. And ultimately you got to create your own recipe, get to know yourself, so that you can then go out and be yourself. So that's that. I hope it's helpful. I would say pick out an idea or 2 and run with it rather than trying to do all this, but hopefully this is helpful to you in your pursuit of making your dream come true, whatever it may be.